What is the ancient Greek city-state famous for its democracy and as a center of activity for philosophers? Athens. In which year was the United States Declaration of Independence issued? Year 1776. In the oceans, what do we call the streams of water that flow in certain directions due to wind and the Earth's rotation? Ocean currents. In the Olympic Games, what is the longest distance athletics event? Marathon. What is the name of the world's longest mountain range, which stretches along the western coast of the South American continent? The Andes Mountains. Which country is the second largest in the world by land area? Canada. Which continent is the second largest in the world and is known as the place where humankind first appeared? Africa. What is the name of the massive Roman amphitheater where the shouts of gladiators and crowds once echoed? The Colosseum. Which of Verdi's famous operas is a tragic love story set in ancient Egypt? Aida. What do we call the activities that countries engage in to maintain friendly relations and resolve issues peacefully? Diplomacy. Which singer released Toxic and Baby One More Time? Britney Spears. After the division of the Roman Empire, which city became the capital of the Western Roman Empire? Rome. Which country in the continent of Oceania has the largest area and is famous for kangaroos? Australia. What do we call a material whose electrical conductivity lies between that of a metal and an insulator? A semiconductor. In what year is Columbus said to have discovered the New World? Year 1492. What are the three colors that correspond to the three primary colors of light? Red, green, and blue. All natural processes tend to proceed in the direction of increasing disorder. Which law describes this? Second law of thermodynamics. What is the name of one of the world's largest waterfalls, located on the border between Canada and the United States? Niagara Waterfalls. What term refers to the outermost layer of the Earth's surface, consisting of the crust and the uppermost part of the mantle together? The lithosphere. What do we call a pure substance formed when two or more elements are chemically combined? A compound. What do we call the process in which a solid changes into a liquid state? Melting. What does a virus use in order to reproduce? A host cell. What do we call the phenomenon at the surface of a liquid in which molecules escape into the gas phase as the substance changes from liquid to gas? Evaporation. Which French philosopher said that if you do not live as you think, you will think as you live? Paul Valéry, year 1926. Which animated movie features a famous scene in which a boy flies through the sky to Neverland? Peter Pan. What is the largest muscle in the human body? Gluteus maximus. What is the physical quantity that represents the angle through which an object rotates per unit time? Angular velocity. In which city is the headquarters of the European Union, EU, located? Brussels, the capital of Belgium. In basketball, how many points is a single free throw worth? 1 point. The philosophical proposition, existence precedes essence, belongs to which thinker? Jean-Paul Sartre. What is the experimental effect that explains the phenomenon of people acting in line with others' expectations, known as a self-fulfilling prophecy? The Pygmalion effect. Which 19th-century British biologist proposed the origin of species through natural selection? Darwin. What do we call the people who, as representatives of the citizens, make and amend laws? Members of the National Assembly. What do we call the reaction in which light atomic nuclei combine to form a heavier nucleus while releasing energy? Nuclear fusion. Most of India belongs to the world's largest continent. Which continent is this? Asia. When the airflow over the top of an airplane wing becomes faster, how does the pressure there change? It decreases. What do we call the property of unstable elements whose nuclei decay and emit radiation? Radioactivity. What was the world's first space station, launched by the Soviet Union in year 1971, that helped nurture humanity's dreams in space? Salyut 1. Which scientist explained the photoelectric effect, contributed to the development of quantum physics, and received a Nobel Prize? Albert Einstein. What do we call the stone structure built as the tombs of ancient Egyptian kings, stacked in a stepped or smooth-sided form? Pyramids. Thanks for watching all the way through. Share your thoughts with us in the comments. Your subscription and likes really support us in making more quiz videos.